guys, I'm here to finally do my first BEA ARC that I got as a review, and that is Annie Sullivan's A Touch of Gold. I just first off want to say that when I went to Annie's signing, which I wouldn't have known about if it wasn't for my friend Emily, she is like this adorable, pretty, fabulous human being who was in a sparkly gold dress, and she signed my book in wonderful gold Sharpie. So just before I even got a hold of this book, I was absolutely enchanted by Annie Sullivan. So there's my girl crush for today. If you have not yet heard of this book, A Touch of Gold is a YA story about King Midas's daughter. If you're familiar with the story of King Midas, he was a king who wished for the power to turn things to gold and ended up not being able to touch anything without turning it to gold, and he turns his daughter to gold. This is a story that imagines that he managed to fix his daughter being gold, but after that she retained some gold powers of her own, and so this is her story. So Princess Cora has been locked away from the world for the past 10 years, so she's about 17 at the time this book starts, and someone steals her father's gold, and he can't live without these gold pieces that he turned to gold anymore. He needs them near him so that they can like give him energy, because he's symbiotically locked to them now. And since Cora is also used to be part of those golden objects, she can sense them. She ends up on a pirate ship, essentially, with a duke who is trying to get her to marry him, the ship's captain, who's the duke's best friend, and her cousin as well. And of course this rather superstitious ship's crew, which causes problems. On a character level, I think there were definitely some things in this book that I liked and some that I didn't. I think that Cora's character is very well done, and it doesn't say that like, oh yeah, I've been locked up for 10 years, but like I totally know how to do all this stuff. She runs into things and she will make comments like, gosh, I wish I hadn't scared that tutor away, or like, you know, she definitely, there's sometimes like you have these locked away princesses and they come out of their towers and they're like, yeah, no, it's fine, I totally still know how to do all this stuff. So that was really nice, and the fact that she hasn't had a ton of human interaction is also made something of, and it gets her into trouble along the way. There are two romantic interests in this book, not in the love triangle-y way, which is as far as I'm going to say for a spoiler. The second one did not get enough time to be real and full of feeling for me, like at all. So that was kind of weird, and I think that that was a problem, for example, with Cora's cousin Hetty as well, who throughout the book gets a really great character arc, but it's not given the time and the space to feel realistic or feel earned, which was kind of bothersome. And I think the biggest thing for me was that, I mean, King Midas gets his wish from Dionysus, who is a Greek or Roman god. I should have looked this up before I did this, but I didn't. I'm sorry, I'm the worst. But like this feels like generic medieval princess pirate. Like there is, except for literally the timing of the story, King Midas, Dionysus, and some of the terminology of like countries or people, there's nothing in this that sets it back that far. It literally feels like Elizabeth Swann could pop up onto this boat or something, or that, you know, King Arthur. It just feels very not placed in time, and that was one of the things that I was really excited about this, because I love princes and princesses and all those kinds of stories, but this was something that was a little bit different, a little bit of a different time, and it just wasn't set there. I think that the setting and the world building in this is definitely the weakest part of this book. Again, not to say that it's not there, but it isn't addressed really at all, and it ends up, like I said, feeling like King Arthur and Elizabeth Swann are both could equally jump on board at any time, which is not good, especially when something is supposed to be set specifically in the time of King Midas, which has a very particular time frame to it. So that bugged me, I think, throughout. Overall, I give this book 3 stars. It wasn't bad in any way, shape, or form, but it wasn't knock your socks off good. It was a kind of thing that I'm glad I spent a couple of hours reading it because it was fun, and I would be interested in reading the next book because I believe this is going to be a series. In her acknowledgments, she says that she looks forward, Annie Sullivan said she looks forward to sharing more of Cora's story with us, and there's definitely room for another book, but it's not something that I'm going to be like running to get, because again, like, I feel like except for Cora, the relationships, the characters, they weren't built on enough, the world wasn't built on enough, so it just ended up being a really fun adventure story that was disassociated from like any kind of time or place, and it just kind of was an adventure. Again, pick up this book if you're interested in it. I tend to have really high standards in terms of world building in YA books that I often find is not met, so maybe that won't be as big of a problem for you. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I should maybe just like find the realistic point of my standards. I don't know. I'm just looking for amazing every time. But if you're interested, this book does not come out until August 14th, but I'm reviewing it a little bit early because my Barnes & Noble actually already has our copies in stock, so you may already be able to find it on shelves since it is not a strict on sale title. So take a look at it, see if your library is going to get it. I don't know. I know that a ton of librarians obviously got the ARCs from BEA, so we'll see. And speaking of BEA, just a reminder that I do have a giveaway for boxes of BEA ARCs that I'm not going to read, that I'm doing. Again, it's a giveaway for United States residents. So check back on the last video I posted. My summer classes just ended, so I'm going to be doing this a little bit more regularly in the like 1 month I have before they start again. Whee! Grad school! But yeah, that is A Touch of Gold by Annie Sullivan. Solid 3-star Adventure Time. If you're looking for something to pass the time, certainly not a bad way to do so. Just not gonna blow you out of the water. So, thanks guys. Bye!